Hey, what's up everybody? Thanks for joining me again. Daily Reflections. This is Riza. As you see, we're out here on the back porch getting it. Hey! Alright, let's get started. I got a nice video for you guys today. I'm going to run through a couple things. I'm going to tell you a bit about myself and my personal story. I'm going to get into specifics, and there will be much more to come in later videos, so check me out. But first, how I was going to start this video was with the book I'm reading by Francis Crick. I wanted to pose an idea to you guys to, challenge that view that you see the world with every day that gets so mundane. Let's challenge that. Let's bring the richness back into life. This is our time. Are you ready? Alright, so I've been reading Life Itself. I mentioned that in my previous video. Check it out. Life Itself by Francis Crick. He poses... Well, let me rephrase that. Up until the last 1/5 of the book, he's been using very hard science, facts, laying out the necessary factors for life to evolve, from a prebiotic soup, everything. He lays it down. Anyway, in this last 1/5, he says, let's leave this behind. Let's get more imaginative and go off on this idea. Directed Pansmeria is that idea. Now, you may be wondering, what does that mean? Okay. In the short, it is taking the idea that life may not have evolved here on Earth from the prebiotic soup. Life may have been seeded here and evolved. Seeded from another higher civilization elsewhere. And the idea, he gives it support for his idea, but you have to take it that he is taking you on this idea. He's not trying to counter this idea and stuff. He's saying, let's assume this is correct. Here's the factors which support it. Anyway, let's just imagine that. Take that with my video right now. Let's go on that idea. Look around you. All of this life, yourself, the other human beings you interact with, evolved all from a single bacteria, which is the most viable thing that another civilization would have transported over light years. Bacteria, and those bacteria found a suitable planet and then started to multiply and evolve. In that we all come from the same source of what has evolved to give us life. Now, why does that even matter? Well, let me tell you. To me, it shows the interconnection between all the species of life and shows us that rather than seeing it as a separate entity, that we can see ourselves as a cohesive, evolved organism, multiple species that are working together. And yes, there's competition in natural selection, but we ultimately are on this planet living together. Now, I just said planet. Okay, you may get ingrained in your daily routine patterns, but literally, we are going to die. And death, to me, is one of the most powerful triggers. When my mind is able to conjure that, it's, oh yeah, and I look around and I remember. And that gives added richness to life. I spoke about that in my last video. We are on a planet circling the sun. How many times do you hold your strong, focused attention on that fact and really realize it? To me, it's work, and it takes practice, because my attention constantly wants to get drawn into, oh, he said, she said, oh, what's next for food? I got a nice honeydew in the fridge, about to eat it after this video. What's up? Anyway, we're keeping focused, okay? We're on this planet. We're living. We're doing our thing. Let's peel back the fog in front of our attention and recognize that clarity, that steady, attentive focus that brings a sense of peace, because the mind in that default mode network is not constantly jumping from one threat to the next, one threat to the next, stress. We're able to focus, calm down, enjoy life. That's not going to solve all your problems. It's going to help provide clarity for you to then take the next step towards solving those problems. Anyway, that's how I go about my day, perceiving, trying to maintain that larger picture in each of my actions so that I can act with compassion. Okay? Now, that's not the easiest thing to do. It takes focus, it takes practice. Well, you may be wondering, Riza, what are you doing as this practice that you're mentioning? And the answer is meditation. So this is where I'm getting into my backstory. I meditate daily, 2, 3, 4 times a day, 20 to 40 minutes each time. Occasionally it goes over 40 minutes. I might sit for an hour or something like that. And don't worry, we start off small. You work your way up. But anyway, I'm here to share practice of meditation. What is it? It's a story. It's a journey. It gives you purpose. It gives you a skill that you develop. And once you develop one skill, you recognize how you did that, and you can apply that same method to all other things in your life, and you can master life. Okay? And it can be beautiful. Hey, let's get it. Okay. So, I've been meditating for 2.5 years now. Every day. And I wake up in the morning, maybe get a quick stretch, go to the bathroom, drink some water, and I sit and I meditate. And I make sure that I don't have anything to do. I wake up early enough so my schedule is right, and I can simply sit. Breathe. Follow that breath. Let the thoughts come. Thoughts will be there. And guess what? Those thoughts are your friend, because that's what's going to help you grow. If you didn't have any thoughts, you were already in that space of following the breath, honing in on the heart space, loving it, living it, breathing it, there would be, the practice would be complete. You wouldn't even need to practice. There would be no growth. You simply would sit and boom. Anyway, these thoughts are like sandpaper. They're going to polish you. They're going to polish you into the most beautiful practice meditator you have ever become. So, what to do when you're dealing with thoughts? Well, they simply come. Your job is to recognize them, to breathe and allow these thoughts to take place, because your mind needs to regurgitate this stuff. The idea is to not trap those thoughts and keep them deeper inside yourself, but to really open up and witness those thoughts. Witness them, let them play out, but don't follow them. Stand your ground, stand with the breath. See the thoughts in front of the breath. The breath is your most close tool to provide contrast, because so much in our daily lives, thought after thought after thought after thought, and that momentum carries us and we get stressed. It's prefrontal cortex overload, and stress comes. So what to do? You meditate, you sit, you watch your mind continue that momentum, but yet you are anchored in your breath moment to moment to moment. And over time you'll see physiological changes as you get breath after breath. The mind slows down. You relax. You start to appreciate the things in your life. And that is another key factor. Attitude of gratitude. Every day, find yourself a moment here, a moment there, to count your blessings. I know it seems like a age-old tradition that, why should we do that? But trust me, if you start to do that, you start to name things in your life that you are grateful for, that builds appreciation for you. That comes into your attention and allows you to express that. Because let's count it together. I'm going to start with myself. 5 things. Ready? Grateful for my body, my health. I'm grateful to be able to breathe as a part of that body. I'm grateful for every single family member and friend that I have in my life that gives me a point of reflection so I can see myself through the other's eyes. I'm grateful for plants that feed and nourish me, that I'm able to go and plant seeds and they grow and they sprout up. It's wonderful. I'm grateful for the earth itself, for this body in which I reside, day in and day out, which is so much larger than me that sometimes I forget that I'm on this organic spaceship floating through space and time, evolving through space and time, day in and day out. Earth Mother. And then I'm grateful for the sun, because all life comes directly from this, which rains this ray of radiation upon the earth in that electromagnetic spectrum, and that small visible wavelength allows me to see the blessings which are in front of me, to feel the blessings which are in front of me. And I'm so grateful for that. The 5th, I'm grateful for books, because books provide reference for your normal everyday routine thought. You use meditation to calm it down. But the books provide a narrative so that your mind can see a different perspective of the world. The more books you read, the more perspectives you have accumulated. You may not memorize that book and have it all to recite, and you may be scratching your head when you think, what was that book about? But during that moment, your brain took a new neural network to process that information and understand it. And that is what is called learning. That is evolving. It's a wonderful gift that we have minds that are able to comprehend, piece information together. And that I'm thankful for. So, attitude of gratitude. Let's get it. What are you guys grateful for? Leave me comments below, like, subscribe, share this video, because help me build a following to put this message of positivity out so that we all tune in, that we gravitate towards this message, that we cultivate gratitude, we slow our minds down, and we find balance in our life. Let's do it together. Thank you.